remember.
Yeah.
Before they started calling.
Say that again?
I said at least you remembered before they started calling.
Oh,
like halfway down the podcast.
Bro, I've gotten 1 hour, like pretty much right at the end of the podcast, and somebody calls, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck? You know. So, all right, here we go. We're live in this bitch. I'm sorry, that was a good intro. You know, I started recently talking through the song intro, because I also have the song on the outro. I mean, is it outro? It is outro, right?
You're asking the wrong person.
You're asking
the wrong person.
All right, so look, we're gonna get right into the first story. Tell me how, because you said basically God. What did you say? God saved you? Radically saved you.
Wait, do I need to be looking? Yeah.
You don't have to. You can look at me. You can look up there. You can just.
You don't want to connect with the audience, right? Yeah.
I look. I bounce back and forth. I look at the computer. So you know what I mean. I got to watch a couple things. So first story. First story of you almost dying. Let's hear it.
Oof. Well, before the death, let's start at where leading up to that, right? So 2020, COVID, everything hits, right?
Okay.
And it's crazy. Like a lot of people I know is because I watch a podcast. Like they all got a COVID story.
Everybody, yeah, of course. It's the one thing.
I'm gonna explain why.
It's the one thing that we all experienced
together
in the entire world. It wasn't just here in the United States.
You want to know why?
Why?
Because the start of COVID was the shift of the spiritual realm.
I hear that a lot, like retrograde. And, this is it's funny. We're about to get into some shit.
Oh, it's about to be because I'm ready. Right, I came ready.
So look, let's get this one out the way. This is my man Richard. Please introduce yourself because you don't want to go by Richard no more. So let the people know who you are.
So a lot of people know me by my nickname Rich or Richie or even Richard, my middle name. Because I grew up in the Caribbean, and it's just every Caribbean got a nickname. It's either you're brown man, tall man, short man, rich, something. We got a nickname, right? So my full government is Dane Richard Creary. Ain't nothing off topic. Like everything is out there, right?
And you're in the process of reinventing yourself, and now you're starting to embrace your first name.
Even Diana, she was always like, I like Dane, and I'm like, don't do that.
Don't call me that shit.
Don't do that. And the first time that actually came out was one of my boy I go to church with pulled up to my soccer game, and he's like, yo, Dane, you're playing, and they look at him like, who's Dane?
Yeah.
And that's when it actually, and I was like, you know what? I'm actually going to embrace it. They're like, yo, they're Egyptian. They're like, yo, bro, I like Dane. It's tough.
Right.
And I'm like, all right, cool.
You've been selling yourself short all this time.
All this time, bro. You know? Like,
but I think it's fitting because your life's going through a whole lot of changes. Why not embrace who you are, who your mother, you know what I mean, named you to be, you know? It's you should carry it with pride, bro. It is your name. So I'm glad you found it.
That now almost everybody calls me Dane.
That's what's up. I'm still gonna call you Richard. I'm sorry. Yo, in some ways I'm stuck in my ways. You can't. Yeah. It's too late. Like my best friend Darren, in high school, we were best friends for maybe 2 years, and I found out his real name was Harold Noriega at one time.
Whoa.
Yeah, and
I'm not gonna call you
that. I was like, who the fuck is Harold Noriega? He's like, yeah, that's my real name. I said, yeah, I was like, yeah, you're still gonna be Darren, bro. And to this very day, I still call me. So you're not the only person.
Jump in it.
So let's get back to the story.
It's COVID 2020, right?
2020.
My birthday is February 13th, so you guys were just at my house.
Okay.
My friends traveled from all over the place, including London, brought me a whole cake.
Yeah, this was the cake with the money.
Yes, that shit, and the crown, bro.
It's still the most amazing cake I've ever seen.
Still the most amazing birthday party I ever had, bro. Everybody who was anybody was there, right? And the whole speech, I almost cried. COVID right after, depression. Can't see my friends. Everyone's locked in. Can't play soccer.
It doesn't feel like that was right after each
other. Bro, that was right after my birthday. I literally felt like I was just in London. I was having the best time of my life. I had lists of places I was going to travel for the first time in my life.
Right.
Because I'd gone to Dubai and London.
Oh, shit.
Bro, I was lit, right?
I do remember you going to Dubai, yeah.
So, that happens, and I can't shake it, right? So I'm on all these social platforms trying to reach out there. I'm a people person. I that's how I connect. and now the world is telling me I can't do that. So I'm depressed, right?
Right.
And I also don't want to admit that I'm depressed. So I'm drinking every day. It could be Monday, Tuesday, 9 a.m., 8 a.m. I'm drinking. Like I'm just drunk all the time.
Self-medicating.
And that led to me like feeling like, yo, maybe it is gonna be the end of the world. So I started doing drugs, like heavy. Like I'm doing things I never done before, like cocaine. I tried ecstasy. I tried and mind you, I was smoking at that time heavy. So everything that I did, I was high.
So everything,
and then
everything's distorted.
And I was already abusing alcohol. So it's like, bro, like just nothing. I didn't know what effect it was actually having on me.
Right.
And one night, like I said, bro, nothing is off the table. One night I was supposed to be at work, went to smoke, did did 2 Xanax.
Holy shit, those things just put me to sleep, bro. I don't know.
Bro, I was just like, I'm just trying to do everything. Bro, I knocked out at the wheel. My car ran off the road, went into a ditch, and I passed out. I woke up the next day in my bed, and I couldn't remember nothing. First of all, I'm always a blackout drunk and still can remember everything guy. Could not remember how I was even in my bed.
I was going to say, who the fuck got you there?
The cops, someone saw me on the side of the street, on the side of the road in the ditch, or saw me run over. I still don't even have the full story because no one knew.
Yeah.
The cops literally took me to the police station. They drug tested me. They couldn't find nothing. But to be honest, bro, I can't even remember if that was the first or the third time that I almost died. But I was driving in Florida 80, 90 miles an hour with no seatbelt, and my car head on total. My car was total. And I survived that.
What the fuck?
No seatbelt. Then this.
Yeah, you got a guardian angel somewhere, bro.
The devil can't kill purpose. When I was a child, my mom dedicated me to God. I was baptized at 12. And I grew up in a church.
Mm-hmm.
I walked away from that because I felt like there was no way for me to serve God with the burden that I had growing up. Like being so broken as a young person. Like I remember telling you my story and you were like, bro, you shouldn't talk about struggle because you make black people over here look like they had the light.
Yo, I was sitting here, I'm listening to your part of like what you had to endure during the COVID times, you know what I mean, of your experimentation with drugs and alcohol. And I had my own, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, comparing our stories, and I'm saying,
lit.
Mine doesn't actually sound as bad as this guy's. Like, holy shit, bro. I never totaled anything. You know what I mean? I had a Xanax one time, and it was because I was up for 3 days and I couldn't figure out how to go to sleep because I was scared that I was going to die. So my mom gave me one of her Xanax. I took half of it and I passed out. I slept for 18 hours or some shit like that. But like you know, bro, I'm actually happy that you're sitting here today after just hearing those first two.
Yeah.
Because I've seen people crash at 40 miles an hour
and die.
You
Yeah.
know
and I didn't have seatbelt on.
I always wear my seatbelt, even in the back seat.
I wear it now. I wear it everywhere now.
That's what's up. I get it Ubers.
But the crazy thing was like, I was taking sleep medication as well because I couldn't sleep. And
I bet you got this fucking big ass chemical imbalance. You don't even
so let me tell you something. I was doing acid, and that just messes up sleep for you, right? So, what happened that changed my life was, all right, so a part of my spiritual gift that I got was interpretation of dreams. So my dreams are wild.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I'm always in the spirit realm when I dream. So when I
astral, traveling the astral plane.
So what happened was I had a bad trip and I was stuck in a dream because I had taken sleep medication. And that changed my life forever. It was like stuck in a nightmare in hell.
Holy shit.
But then it didn't get better. When I started smoking, I started to have real bad anxiety from being stuck in hell or from being stuck in purgatory.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't smoke anymore after that, right? So I went on this new path, stopped smoking, boom. God gives me this dream of the rapture.
Of like him coming and destroying everything.
First of all, he didn't even show up. just
he had a party and didn't show up to his own shit.
He literally just like took the people who was for him and said, "Y'all figure out the rest." And then the enemy went, and then the spiritual realm went, "Yo, it's a party."
Yeah,
that's what it was. And after that happened, I was like, eh. The second one was more scary because even though I have these spiritual dreams, this is how I know they were always spiritual, because I could never feel or see anything tangible.
Mm-hmm.
But in that dream, I was in my very same bed with the same color of the sheets, with the same person who I was with at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't believe in God. She doesn't believe in having kids, and she doesn't believe in getting married. All the things that was kind of holding me back from going back into church, because I was like, well, if I go, you're going to go with me. So I started to pick her brain, like, why would you do this? And she's like, nah, I just don't believe. I feel like it's control. And I had a second dream of the rapture where me and her were left behind in the same bed, and she looked at me, she was like, what are we going to do now?
Wait, so she shared this experience with you?
Yes, in real life.
Oh, shit. I'm thinking, okay. Now it's connecting, because at first I'm sitting there, I'm like, are you guys like having like this shared experience of being stuck in this place together?
Yeah.
But it's actually happening in the physical. It's not in the dream world.
Yeah, it's in the physical.
Oh, okay.
She's at my house every day. We were supposed to only be friends with benefits. Feelings started to happen, and like I really started to get like soul tied. Like that's the thing.
Yeah.
And she was my person. Like she was a person who I would just, I don't have to question it. All the time I want to be around her. And I was just like, can I give that up opposed to like going back? Because I started to get the dreams because God was pursuing me to come back to something greater that I didn't think I even deserved.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And why didn't you think you deserved it?
So going back to the reason why I left church in the first place, I went through a lot of abuse and not having a father figure, and that kind of pushed me out of knowing how to have like a healthy relationship with men.
Yeah.
To the point where even my sexuality was questioned.
Mm-hmm. So
when that started to happen, I couldn't figure out how to balance them and still serve God wholeheartedly, because that I'm a wholehearted person.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're not only trying to get pieces of yourself.
Like I want the whole part of it.
Yeah.
Right? So I leave church. This year, well, I should say last year because it's 2023 now. All this happened. The alcohol, the drugs, the being stuck with this person. It's like after COVID, more and more things just kept happening that seemed to kept me far away from God.
Were you in the pandemic sharing this time with this person?
Yeah. And was still depressed.
Yeah.
Was still depressed.
I understand it.
She was telling me, I was telling her, don't come to my house without the bottle. Because we couldn't, it's almost like we couldn't enjoy each other's space.
Did my computer just shut off? It did. What is going on? Bro, turn on. Holy shit.
It got deep.
Yeah.
It got deep.
Somebody doesn't want this to be heard.
Oh, it got deep. My testimony is gonna change lives.
Bro, it sounds like it.
It's gonna change lives.
It's funny that